Hello, everyone. This is Daniel, and I'm going to be describing to you the metals of your personality. So I'm going to be describing your personality to every metal in a spiritual sense. So before I tell you that, hold on. You're going to have to hold on. So be patient because I'm going to tell you exactly what this is all about. Some of you might just drop out, and others might just keep on going. So, who is God that gives you every type of metal type? So, for instance, God is the one that refines you with fire, and every metal type has their weak point. So, gold, for instance, is actually the weakest, yet we are the strongest. And steel is actually yet the strongest. Yes, steel the strongest. Yet, you know, they may not be the weakest, but they are still the strongest, in a sense that they're with God in the strongest sense. Then there's copper. That is in between, a true sense of value of between steel and gold. Yet they're just average. They're just an average type of human being. Then there's aluminum. That is the hottest, in a sense, yet they're the least valuable. Then there's silver. And by the way, that silver, actually steel's the hottest, but aluminum is, I believe, look it up the melting points of steel and aluminum. But aluminum is really hot, and yet it's very weak. And it's actually what you think is the strongest for fire. It's actually the weakest. And those are part of the world, and they're everywhere. Aluminum is everywhere. Then there's plastic, which is wicked and evil. So yeah, those who are called themselves righteous are like aluminum. So let's go to that point. What does God think of us? He thinks of us as His children that need to be refined and taught. What would a mother do to a child that has misbehaved? Yell at them? Yes. And teach them boundaries and all that. And of course, she would get angry with the children that misbehave, and she would get frustrated. Same with God. He's like a mother to us, yet He's the king. And then what about the world that are not His? They're like aluminum and plastic, and some of them are copper. What about those that basically harm His children? And if any parent sees that their children are being harmed by child molesters, kidnappers, or anything like that, they'll go to the next level to find them and deal with the kidnapper or pervert. And she will really, get angry with that pervert. And she'll literally maybe go to the next level to beat them up or really injure them. And God is in the sense is worse than a parent to that person that He doesn't know, because anyone that harms them will be put to hell. He'll actually kill these people because He loves His children so much. And He'll go to the next level to protect His children because He is full of that agape love, because He protects the weak. his children are weak, and they are truly, in a sense, you know, he loves them so much. He values them like gold, and yet the people that he calls weak are basically homeless people, people with very little money or no money, people who are broken, needing God, possessed. In any sense, in heaven he will give them the best thing he can possibly give them. On earth he will give rid of the demons, and he will give them love and put their sickness away. So what are the male types? Or what are the 5 male types? Let's start with gold first, because that's the weakest. Because pure gold is the weakest. It's literally very, it's weaker than aluminum, let's say it. And it's very heavy. Yet there's very little of it. And the weaker the gold, the more precious it is. Some gold even, by the way, even squishes under your hand. In heaven, gold will be clear. It will be perfect. It will be beautiful. And it will move under your feet. It will be comfortable. It will be very comfortable. And even people who are very disabled, he considers like gold. Very disabled and loving the disabled. And put care to the disabled. He considers these people of those people like hearts of gold. And those people who have been put through serious fire. Fire so serious that they could have been not refined and lost forever. These people are the people that are so rare. Most of these people don't even make it. And by the way, they're so rare. You can barely find these people. Heart of gold is very rare. Let's go to silver next. Silver is beautiful. Silver is refined, as in a character that everyone must have. Silver is amazing. Silver is darling and dashing. What is silver to God? A silver to God is a type of person that strives to be with the cross and strives to be with Jesus. They only want Jesus. And they barely want to talk about anything else other than Jesus. And they will listen to other people and help other people in any way they can. And pretty much their word is on the cross, and only on the cross, that saves them, and they strive to go through many things and many trials and tribulations to get to that cross. And they know the cross is real, and they know that they must stay with the cross and all that. These are the type of people that don't have a heart of gold, but they have a heart of silver, and they strive to be with God forever, and they love God so much. It's not the heart of gold, which these people really love people that are weak and like nothing. Those people with heart of gold, they really love people like God loves people. People with a heart of silver, they have a love for Christ that's not matched anything. And they can be both, like a gold ring with a silver line on it. Those are truly special and beautiful. And these people are considered the rarest. And to have a love for Christ, and to have a love for people like Christ loves them, that's what we must have, guys. That's how we can make it to heaven. So if you only have a heart of gold, you can still make it to heaven, as long as you still love Christ as much as you can, possibly can. Then there's a heart of bronze. These people are the type of people that are really tough, and they're really to the hardcore message. They can be proud, and their fire refining of bronze is really high, and they're high in faith, and they're very much mature. But these people fall short because of their pride, because they're so mature. These people really don't understand that you know there are people much weaker than they are that are much more precious to God than bronze. And bronze, even if they are truly special in their wisdom, really, they're just not like trash, but they're actually just like anything that's beautiful, but they're not as beautiful as silver, or as daring as silver, nor are they as precious as gold. They're tough. They're really tough. And they'll do anything for God. But they're only protectors. They're true protectors with a full armor, fronting against demons. These are the type of people that pray against demons. They're evangelists. And they are really tough on the spirit. Many of them can still make it to heaven. But many of them have become proud and have been led astray. Then there's the heart of aluminum. These people are not of God. They're everywhere. They're everywhere in all the sense of they're just regular people. But regular means flesh. And flesh is wicked. And that flesh wants to destroy and kill. That flesh only wants to fight for themselves. And that flesh only wants to gain more value for themselves, yet they have no value. They have been refined in some fire, but not enough fire that they can be like aluminum, but in a sense they haven't been refined enough or refined too much, and they've melted into aluminum because they're practically worthless. They're not, in a sense, all of the world in that sense, but aluminum is a very popular metal. And yes, what you're looking at right there, that sprinkler is aluminum. Then there's the heart of mixed metals. Cheap mixed metals too. Some people have a culture background with mixed metals. And that culture background is, by a sense, recycled. They're so recycled in that sense that they don't know who they are or what they are. Many with mixed metals get melted too fast and they don't know what to do. Many with mixed metals are atheists because they're too confused. But in some senses, if it's mixed right, they can be the most beautiful thing that they can ever have. They can have bronze to protect the people. They can have silver to daringly love Christ. And they can have gold to love the people. And they also can have steel that are really, truly the most powerful metals I can ever have. And they're flexible too. And they're really, really warriors of God, which I'll get into next. But most mixed metals look modern, ugly, and they don't know who they are. Mixed metals, they're never going to make it. They're like atheists who don't know what they're doing. Then there's the melting point of plastic. These people are nobodies. They do not want faith. They're the cheapest. And all they want is to be themselves and to be regular people. But in a sense, being regular, just like aluminum, that's cheap, they have only made themselves a sense valueless. It's only been until today. Plastic is a type of heart that is hardened to make a shell out of plastic. A little bit of plastic can be like this bed that is very soft. But in the sense of a heart, that plastic is so hard and so shatterable, they can shatter greatly. Some plastics shatter too greatly because they're so rebellious, they're so evil, they're so hard-hearted that they don't know what they're doing with themselves. Like aluminum, they're very cheap, but in plastic sense, they're much cheaper than an aluminum. Plastic is so easy to make these days that they recycle plastic completely. They're atheists. They're filled with hate. These people, all of them, will perish. Same like aluminum. And they're everywhere. And bronze, some of them will perish. Silver, that's very rare. Silver is a very rare metal. It can only be in the sense for jewelry. Silver is, by the way, a type of metal that is, you know, it's a Christ-loved metal. It's a low sense Christian, but in the sense they're really loving towards God. And those are 1 in 100. Gold is 1 in a million. I believe that there are only 10,000 people in the world that truly have a spiritual heart of gold. They've been refined, and they've passed the test. All of those people be able to make it to heaven. All the people with heart of gold will be able to make it to heaven. Then there's a heart of steel. Steel is what makes high buildings, high towers. The highest towers you can ever imagine. There's a heart of steel. That is the highest tower of the Most High. So high that many people back then could not imagine how high the tower could be. They will protect themselves from the enemy because they've seen the enemy. They're the people that are criminals, but they've changed their heart. They've been refined as a steel. These people are so connected with God at the end. They've made their high tower of steel. They've passed the test. Some of them will be executed. Some of them will be killed by other criminals. The other criminals might actually make this tower of steel. In a sense, the tower of steel, or the heart of steel, is the most powerful heart you can ever have. It may not be in the sense the most valuable, but it's the most powerful because they preach the most wise message you can ever hear. They're so broken and poor. In a sense, people think of them as nothing. Like steel, it's hidden in a building. Or in a sense, they're like factory building that is ugly, torn and ragged and rugged. Nothing that anyone wants to see. Steel on the other hand can be made as ugly art that is beautiful to the eye of God, or beautiful to the eye of the beholder. In that sense, that steel will be completely protected by the beholder, and it's also the strongest metal that anyone can ever have. It's in the shape of an eye. That's number 9, by the way. That's the 9th letter in the alphabet. And 9 means completely, it means, it's been over, what does that mean? But basically, 9 means utter completeness. Their lives are complete. Even though they had nothing in the beginning, their lives are still complete. And if you find one of those, you'll be very blessed. If you think you found one of those, and if you don't think you can't find one of those, if you think you can find one of those, but think they're the highest people because of their ironclad ways, think again, because finding gold is very rare, and finding precious silver is nothing compared to the iron that these people are. Iron is, in a sense, the very greatest thing that you can ever have. Iron is so beautiful in the beholder of the maker. And iron is loved. It is also the strongest metal and the most flexible metal that there ever is. A criminal or a criminal mind that is a true Christian is so flexible that anything that passes them, they'll be, utterly changed, and they'll be flexible to wherever comes by. Even if they are going to be executed, they know, and they will wait, and they know that they'll make it to heaven, even if they have to wait for 1,000 years. They know they are going to wait, because they're that flexible, since they have nothing. And Heart of Steel is basically known as people that want to save those who are dying. Heart of Steel is so beautiful. It's not us. No. Heart of Steel is no Superman, but in a sense, they're superhuman, because Heart of Steel means that they are spiritually the strongest. Heart of Steel can also be the Heart of Gold, Heart of Silver, and Heart of Bronze combined. Good luck finding them, because so many will never find them. It's a huge blessing to find them. And hopefully, you'll know what these hearts mean. Gold just means precious to the beholder. Silver means true love, and true love to the one that's daring to the one that created it. Bronze means very tough, and will fight for anything. And will fight for the people and anyone that needs it. Some bronze is not good, but some bronze is. It could mean pride, it could not be. It could mean pride, or it could mean toughness. Aluminum means cheap and worldly. Not rebellious, but worldly. Mixed metals means anything can happen, but mainly it could make you an atheist, because of how recycled you are, and how confused you are. Plastic means true rebellion, true evil. And the final one is Heart of Iron. The final one is Heart of Steel. Heart of Steel is a truly, truly unique experience. If you find one in jail, if you find one anywhere, he will make your heart so happy. Make sure you find one that is like that. Because these hearts, all of them uniquely reunite each other in a very wonderful sense. Even though they can be evil, they can really be human, because we're all human. Even though the rarest one is gold, even though there's only 10,000 of them more or less. In a sense, it's amazing. Because Christ has uniquely created them all, because some of them are his children, and he wants to really protect his children. He can be really judgmental and very just to this children of the devil that wants to harm the children of God, or his children, that are children of Jesus. Because, in a sense, I was like in a sense, I was like the heart of gold, because I was tested, completely, utterly tested. And that was one of the most powerful tests that could ever be tested. I was weak. I was weakened. And I am still weak. Yet my heart has been set so hard that I'm a complete ablaze. Even though it's weak, or the fire's not that strong, I'm still a very loving guy. I want to protect you. My heart is very beautiful. And my heart even loves God, because I connect to God sometimes. But to people I really love, I really want to help people. And heart, in the sense of heart of gold, is to protect others. And to all, we must reunite in heaven as God's children. But everyone else will perish, because the great majority is the children of the devil. Many of them are aluminum, plastic, some other materials as well, and mixed metals. And since I'm going to tell you that, believe in Jesus. That's all you need to know. Alright, I'll be done now, okay? And the heart of gold is the most beautiful, okay? Alright, I'll be done now, okay? Bye.